As your first part writing assignment, you are going to be like Michelangelo learning to paint. You are going to copy a standard chord progression that you would find in the writings of Bach, Mozart, Haydn, Beethoven, all the great composers, and even the less great composers. First of all, analyze each chord with a lead sheet symbol. That's the C, G, C for C, G, E, C, and then G, G, D, B, C, G, E, C. So the chord symbol is above. Label the key beneath the clef signs. Provide a Roman numeral analysis beneath the lowest staff. So in the key of C, C, E, G is a 1 chord. In the key of C, G, B, D is a 5 chord, and then we're returning to 1 chord. Label the interval between the soprano and the bass. C to C is an octave. G to B, that is a 10, that is not a 5. Fix that, please. C to C, octave. Label the soprano voice's scale degrees. So, in the key of C, C is 1, B is scale degree 7, C is scale degree 1, and remember that when you're talking about this, the degree of this in the scale for that pitch, you put the little caret on top. In measure 2, you label the key. Well, since measure 1 was a major, this measure 2, 3, and 4, all the measures on this system will also be a major key. So 3 flats, next to last flat is E flat. I label the key. Transpose the first measure of each system. Retain the voice leading. The soprano was do, ti, do. The soprano will still be do, ti, do in measure 2. The alto is mi, re, mi. Your alto will still be mi, re, mi, transposed to E flat. Okay. Notate each voice part in the correct clef with the correct stem direction, and then analyze each chord with a lead sheet symbol. Also, you may change the octave of the bass line as needed. So in the key of E flat, from C to E flat, I'm transposing up a third, so the soprano line is going to be E flat, D, and E flat. Write those pitches as neatly as possibly, clearly in a line or a space. The bass, instead of in the key of C being C, G, C, when I transpose to the key of E flat, it's going to be E flat, B flat, and E flat. I could have changed the bass to go down to this B flat. Instead of going up to B flat, could have changed it down and it would still be okay. The tenor takes the 5th and is the common tone, stays on the 5th. So B flat, B flat, B flat. When the tenor and bass share a pitch, use the up stem to show that that's the tenor note. Use the down stem from the left side of the note head to show that's also the bass note. All we're missing now is the alto. The alto up a third, it's going to be G, E flat, G is on the 3rd, G, E flat, G, B flat. The 5 chord is B flat, D, F, G, F, and back to G. And you'll notice that I forgot to write this as a half note at the end. It's okay for you to do 3 quarter notes, that's fine. Or quarter, quarter, half. What I haven't done yet is to analyze each chord with a lead sheet symbol. E flat, B flat, going to E flat. If you wanted to have spelled out the complete chord, that's fine too. E flat, G, E flat, B flat, D, and F, and then back to E flat, G, B flat. And you are done. In measure 3, You're in a major key, it's one flat, it's the key of F. So it will be an F chord to a C chord, back to an F chord. Same process. You are transposing measure 1. Look at measure 5. Measure 5, because there is an accidental on F sharp, that tells you that this is not B flat major, this is G minor. In the first measure, we need to put all the labels that were on the first measure of the first system. Every system is like that. So measure 5, I need Roman numerals, I need lead sheet symbols, I need interval between soprano and bass, and I need to put the scale degrees in the soprano. Soprano starts on scale degree 1, moves to the leading tone, scale degree 7, and comes back to scale degree 1. By Roman numerals, G, B flat, D, G, that is a G minor chord, and that is a lowercase Roman numeral. Oops, sorry about that. That is a G minor chord, lowercase Roman numeral. D, A, D, F sharp, that is a D major chord, and it is a 5 chord. D, F sharp, A is a major chord, so therefore it's an uppercase Roman numeral. The chord returns to G minor, G, B flat, D, G, and back to a 1 chord. Now I need to make certain that I put the interval between the bass and soprano. G, G, that's an octave. D, F sharp, that is the 10th. G, G, 8, 10, 8. Notice that it was the same counterpoint, is the real word for it, counterpoint between soprano and bass in measure 1 that we've encountered in measure 5, and yet it doesn't look exactly the same way. I'm going to transpose this voice leading into measure 6, 7, and 8. So measure, let's look at measure 7. Measure 7 has 4 flats, so it's A flat major, A flat G, F minor. So my 1 chord is going to be F minor, F, A flat, and C. The 5 chord is going to be C major, C, there we go, sorry. C, it's going to take the leading tone E natural, C, E natural, G, and then back to an F chord. So F in the bass, F, C, and the model had it transfer octaves, F, C, G, F, G, D, G. But we're doing F, C, and back to an F. In the tenor started a third above, F, A flat, moved by step, G, and then went back, A flat. So A flat is not a common tone into C, E, G, so A flat moved by step and then returned to the A flat. The alto in measure 1 stayed on the 5th as the common tone. F, A flat, C. C is a common tone from F, A, C to C, E, G, and back, common tone. The soprano started on scale degree 1, F, stepped down to the leading tone. Leading tones always have an accidental, and then return to tonic. Make certain that when you transpose, that you retain the relationships intervallically exactly in the model. For example, soprano to alto was a 4th, so when I rewrote it, it was still a simple 4th. I didn't take the soprano up an octave to make it a compound 4th. From this D to this B flat, that's a true 3rd. From this C to this A flat, that's a true 3rd. Make certain that the linear intervallic relationships remain the same, and the vertical intervallic relationships also remain consistent.